Hello, guys. Let's just give a couple of seconds for people to join. Let's see if everyone joins today. So, guys, any things that you want me to review from the past calls, or everybody's good? Files you want me to review? Let me know if you have any questions, and we can go from there. Today it's day 6, I believe, right? Let me see. Today it's day 6, and we're gonna talk about um increasing AOV. Does anybody hear me? Type on in the chat if you can hear me. One. Okay, cool. We only have 3 people here today. Ahmed not joining. Helena, Jain, Marcel, Kira, Arsha. All right. No problem. Maybe they catch up. Question. I have a website page that clients say it's converting well for niche. Sure. Send it over. We could also review it now if you like to. How do you prefer? Sure. And when client says it's converting well, did you ask them the results that they are getting? Incredible. No. Okay, so that's the first mistake. You don't want to assume that what they are selling is right, because there's a huge chance that what they are saying is just garbage. People, and by the way, this is very important for everybody here. This is a topic more for the Funnel Builder Growth Accelerator than it is for the workshop, design workshop. But most people that we are going to encounter, they are going to straight up lie to you. So you are assuming that she doesn't know numbers. But here's the thing: how does she know that it's converting well then? If she doesn't know numbers, how can she say that it converts well? Right? So it's not really something that you want to. It's not really something. And by the way, Lakshmi, Lakshmi. I don't know who you are. I allowed you in, but I don't know who you are, bro. Lakshmi. Can you let me know who you are? Lakshmi, brother. Can you hear me? Or sister, whatever. Can you hear me? Yeah, right. But so Lakshmi just bounced. Anyway, we keep going. So basically, going back to what Derek was mentioning, when your clients say this is very very important to understand. She was told by a person using it. I told client that it's different for every avatar. She was told by the person using the funnel that it was converting well. So is this her funnel or is someone else's funnel that just told them, hey, this is converting well, and whatever, like, and you went from there? Okay, and what's the purpose? Why did she give you this link? Hey, this is converting well. You want to copy them? Does she want you to copy them? Yes. Okay. So that's thanks for those details, because that's very important. Okay. So I'm gonna give you or model. Yeah, sure. So that's very important. One of the first things that you want to know or that you want to maintain is that whenever you work with a client, you want to make sure that you are in control of what you guys are gonna do. You control the narrative, okay, so that you maintain the posture of a consultant. Okay, you need to be one level or more higher than your client. Okay, because otherwise, if you are equal or if you are below, okay, what happens is your clients are not going to see you as an authority figure. Your clients are going to see you as someone they are going to respect and that they can trust your work. They can trust in your work. Okay. So far, makes sense. Do you know? Do you understand why this happens? Okay. It's the exact same thing as, when you are, let's say you are working with you are working on something, you are a lot, you know a lot better, and then let's say, for example, your brother or uh, any, like a parent or whatever, gives you an idea. Hey, why don't you do this? And if you're like, yeah, thanks for the tip, but I know this more than you, so it's like that's not gonna work. But yeah, thanks for the tip. Like, people react this way because they immediately feel like I know more than you do about this topic. That doesn't cut it. That it's not gonna work. So you don't want to have this relationship with your clients. Your clients cannot feel like you are just doing, yeah, sure, let's do it. Yeah, sure, let's do it. Yeah, sure, let's do it. Because the moment that you do this, you lose the connection between client and the service provider, your authority. Okay, so you don't want to do this. But there's times where you can accept what they say. Like, you can feel like, hey, John, thank you so much for that for sharing that. I mean, that's something that we can do, but at the end of the day, it just depends what we are working on right now. Like, do you want to follow through the process that we created based on our research and see how it goes, and then collect the data and move forward, or would you just prefer to go with that opinion, without the research on it? Oh, no, no, I'm just saying that maybe we could do this. Yeah, sure. I appreciate your input. No problem. I'm gonna add this into consideration for the future moves. But right now, I do, I do think that what we have is it's really solid to test it out. If it doesn't work this way, we can then think about the next steps. Yeah, sure, no problem. Done. Okay. So you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you maintain the position that you are the expert in the scenario, you are controlling the narrative. So in this specific case, when and this is very important to understand, your clients will always want the best for the project because it's for them. They will always want the best. So there are some clients that they want the best, so they want to be involved because it's their business, and they are trying to give you as many things as possible for success to happen. But what happens is you don't really need their involvement for that. You only need their involvement for the you only need their involvement for very small things, and it's always around creating VSLs and whatever. It's never around funnels. Okay, so they want to be involved so they can maintain the level of good results, etc. So they're gonna give you stuff like this. Hey, I talked with these guys. They told me that this was converting well. So what do you think about copying this? And you can say something like this. Okay, by the way, and then you can start asking questions to qualify, and then to give them an idea of what you guys can do. So you can say something like this. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, I mean, sure. I took a quick look at the page, and at the first glance, there's a lot of different things that could be improved. And as far as conversion goes, um, there's a lot of things that need to be improved. So if this is working for them, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what exactly is the scenario here. Like, and let me ask you this: are they using cold traffic on this page? Yes, or yes they are, or no they are not, or I don't know. Okay, when they say it's converting well, like what is exactly their main goal? Is to receive phone calls or stuff like that? Like, are they calculating the conversions on the calls or leads? Like, what is exactly that they are convert? I don't know. They just told me, um I am hoping for page review for what elements are good to. Meat's not good. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go ahead and do that in just a little bit. I'm just giving you a little bit um, of an idea of how to handle these situations. Um, and um, and then you ask them, okay, are they doing cold traffic? I don't know. Okay, and what is it, the main thing, the main goal, the target that they want to reach? Is that cold? Is calling? Are they qualifying the leads, or are they qualifying the ROI on it? I don't know. They just told me that it was okay, cool, no problem. Like I mentioned, Stephanie, sure, this might work well for them, or maybe they just mentioned that it's working well for them because they think so. But at a first glance, the page has a lot of things, even like he's unable to find form. Like, this is a big mistake here. So it depends on. I see a lot of things that do need to have to be improved. But don't worry, really. Like, we are working on the best strategy to for your specific business. I know exactly what to do. I'm building it, and whenever I have the page finished, I'll send it over to you. We start driving some traffic and start getting some data. Yeah, okay, cool, no problem. Thank you, Dan. And then you move forward. Okay, you don't want to give too much relevance to the page or to the scenarios, because that way you reduce your authority. As far as the page goes, design goes, I mean, it's very, very obvious that the design itself, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. It was not made by a designer at all. And does it reduce conversions? I mean, it will reduce conversions, but the most important part is the messaging. But it will reduce conversions, and not just that. It's like when you are building a page, you want to make sure that the page is simple to read, is clean, and people like what they're seeing. Okay, it's imagine that you are talking to two different people. They are saying the exact same thing, but one is being rude, the other one is being super polite. Which one is going to give you a better experience? It's going to be the one that's going to be super polite. They can say the exact same words. They can say the exact same things, exact same sentences, exact same thing, right? But the one is being polite is going to give you a better experience than the one that is not, than the one that is just being rude. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer to communicate with the one that's being rude, or do you prefer to communicate with one that's being polite? Of course, it's going to be the polite. The exact same thing with design. When people land here, do they get the message? Probably. I'm not analyzing it yet, but probably. Okay, cool. Do they know what they do? They need to do? Yes, they need to call 7777777. Okay, cool. And but is there any way we can even improve their experience? More, a lot better. Yes, we can. We can adjust the design, etc., etc., etc. So everything compiled and everything adds to that. So the logo here, it has a solid color background, which is not really recommended. The menu here, it doesn't have enough space. The color contrast is not so good. The navigation bar is taking too much space. It should be half the size. This button, call now button, I mean, it has the margins or the paddings here. The padding is very like all mixed up. If I click, what happens? Nothing happens. Maybe because I'm not on my phone. I don't know. Oh, it's not live. So how is this converting? Or this is not supposed, like they have a different page that is live and this is a copy of that page. I don't know. Okay. So, and then we have limited time offer, book a free consultation, evaluation, and temperament test for your dog, and 89 value. So this is placed here a little bit randomly. The background doesn't, it just doesn't fit. The colors choice are not the best one, just because it doesn't add urgency to it. Then we have Marion County Dog Trainer guarantees she can get your dog to listen to you. This is okay. A perfectly behaved dog starts with just one call. So you have the right point here, but the copy is not good. What do you do? What kind of trainings do you do? Or click here to request a call back. So that one is not bad. The click here to request a call back is not bad. This one is a good thing to do. But Marin County Dog Trainer. So Marin County, this is her name. Is it the name, or is this the name, right? Dog Trainer guarantees she can get your dog to listen to you. A perfectly behaved dog, and to listen to you are the words. Location, I assume. Probably, right? I don't know. Is listen to you the right words for their audience? Like, do their clients say, I want my dog to listen to me, or is something else, right? A perfect behaved dog starts with just one call. I don't really love the copy in this scenario here. Sure, it go. Let me just see the mobile version. Okay, in the mobile version, there's a lot more mistakes here, but okay. So I would definitely change the copy here to something that would give more context of what's the goal here. I understand the goal is to train the dog. I would just phrase it differently. We can train any dog. We are the dog trainers in Marin County to call when you want to get your dog to listen to you anywhere you go, even around other dogs, cats, etc., etc. Yes, even tennis balls. We'll give your dog a temperament test and also have you do some handling exercises. Okay, so this is a little bit better here. This one here is the only part of the copy that um, is okay. And this is again voted number one, voted number one. I am Monica. Behavior modification, pets and dogs. Anyway, like this page overall, it has some points there, but I would do an overall redesign to it. I would adjust the copy to be more specific in terms um, of the pain points and how do they do stuff. It's a little bit vague, and these are testimonials. Okay, and then you have more testimonials here and a big footer there. I mean, I would completely redesign this, be more specific, and I don't know how, and it doesn't mention the methods that they use, what kind of trainings do they do, etc. So anyway, I can give you a more throughout review. Another thing is if this is a location, I would want to see the place. I would want to see exactly how they train. I would like to see pictures of the place. If they are voted number one, I'd like to see some proof of that. I'd like to know exactly how they train, what kind of trainings they have. Is it um, with electric pulses? Is it with positive training, or that kind of stuff is important to do. And here there's no personalization here. All images, maybe they are not, but all images, they look like stock photos. Maybe they are not, but that's what I do. And then here, hi, I'm Monica, head training, etc. There, it's not we don't know Monica. We just don't know. This looks like one feature. Monica looks like a feature. And then you have this picture, which then again looks like stock photo. Well worth the money. This well worth the money is not the main thing that you want to target. You want to target the experience that they had and the transformation that they had. But anyway, yeah, I would start there. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. But let's start with today's call. Let's start with today's call, which is going to be around revenue boosters. Okay, so a part of this workshop is not just to understand design conversion, etc., but also to shift from someone is implementer to someone that is absolutely needed in your clients' businesses. Okay, one of the things, especially for the next year, especially for 2026, we want to make sure that we guarantee a solid position in the market so that we are not replaced by AI. Okay, AI is running super super fast. Every week we have new things that promise the world. Of course, that's not how it works. We see companies going under, like AI companies going under, very quickly because of false promises, because of unrealistic features, and also even because they actually didn't have AI. They just had a bunch of underpaid workers, delivering the job for people. So, but nonetheless, AI is inevitable, and it's going to become better and better and better. So how can we position? Because if we are just implementers, we are going to lose the value in our clients' eyes. Okay, I don't know if you guys already had experiences with other clients that you felt like they don't value work that much, that you can just be replaced by AI and all that stuff, or they trying to diminish your work. If you have, this is exactly how to overcome that. If you haven't, good, but sooner or later that is going to happen with more frequency. So engineering a revenue stacked funnel is going to be one of the things that is going to be one of the things that you want to master, so that you become super valuable variable in the market. Okay. Now, of course, you can also ask AI to do this for you, etc., etc., etc. But everything needs to be organized, has logic, and understand the data from there. Okay. So let's go ahead and understand how this works. Okay. So what if you could make every client see you as the one person they can afford to lose? By the end, you'll have a proven process to stack revenue in any funnel. So your clients brag about results, pay more, and refer you everywhere. Sorry. So this is how it feels when you have that kind of control, right? You feel unstoppable. You feel like this is everything is going right. This is exactly what I wanted, and everything just flows. Everything just goes in line. Okay, so let's go ahead and understand where everything starts. It's very, very simple. But before we go into all these things, we want to understand the commodity trap. Okay. And we are going to understand why most funnel builders are replaceable, how clients view funnel builders as a cost or as a profit driver, why clients ghost you after a project. This can happen, so you want to also have in mind. If you are struggling to get referrals or raise prices, why is that happening? And when you don't have any leverage for retainers or revenue share, you kind of lose a lot of opportunities of working right there. Okay, so the very first thing is being replaceable is you. I really want you to understand this part, because you need to be prepared. You need to know what it is to be prepared so that you can overcome it. Okay, so being replaceable is when what you deliver is no longer considered a high income skill. Okay, who here already has heard about high income skill? Type one in the chat. Who has heard about a high income skill? About the concept? Anybody? Type two if you have not. One. Okay. So, and that's the main reason why people call it a high income skill, is because it's essentially it's a skill that is super valued in the market. Whenever you hear about it, they know it's high value. So one of the easiest example is doctor, right? If you say my son is a doctor, that's something that most people will consider is a high income skill, is a high value skill. Okay. And when you say something opposite, people are going to say like, "No, all right, does he like it?" Okay. So we want to understand that it's easier to make a lot of money and charge a lot of money if you deliver things that are perceived as high value skills or high valued offers and proposals. Okay. And when things like AI or AI software or funnel builder software with AI comes along, what happens is these companies are giving the end user, the possibilities of building better and more effective funnels with less need of a third party. And the main reason why they want that to happen is because the easier it is to build, the more value and tempting that software is going to be, right? And the whole purpose of, for example, let's talk about ClickFunnels. When ClickFunnels, showed up a few years ago, right? Why did it have the growth it had? because it gave standard people, like just everyday people, no coding. It gave them the opportunity to build their own pages, so they did not had to hire someone else and pay a lot of money, and also be dependent on that person to deliver something good that they like. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why ClickFunnels was very successful, because it was super easy to build a page and launch and make money from that. Okay, so the next step is going to be, okay, how can we make that even better, even easier? What are the process behind it? We have design, we have strategy, we have automations, we have mobile optimization, we have loading speed, we have all these things. So it's logical that they are only going to improve the software more and more and more, and everybody will, so that they can get they can still get the idea that they are a high valued in this case software as a service, right? Or software in this case. Now with what we do, right, with what we do is the exact same thing. We build funnels. Now the problem is, if we build funnels and funnels are considered as very hard to do, very valuable for a business, then we are good, right? Because it's going to be easier to make a lot of money. If the moment they start seeing as anybody can do a funnel, or it's not as important because there's other things, other vehicles that actually help us make a lot more money, then that's the moment where it starts to lose its attraction to that. Okay, so it's the moment where you start seeing or start being replaceable. Okay, so let me go ahead and do it. You start being replaceable, and you don't want this to happen. So how can we become not replaceable? We want to make sure that we control things, we control high value aspects of the business that are related to funnels. Okay, so offer building is one of those. Understanding what kind of offers to do, and analytics, understanding the conversions behind it and where to go, decision making. Okay, another thing is going to be, just simplifying conversions. Okay, because you can have a funnel in the funnel not converting. You can have a very good funnel in the funnel converting. Which one is going to be more valuable? The one that converts a lot, right? So solving the problem of conversions is going to be the main thing. So we want to make sure that we stay on top of that and we understand conversions on its whole. Okay. Now, a concept that is also very important is because the process of cost or profit. Okay. So if someone wants a funnel just for the sake of having the technical thing, anything that goes above their expectations is going to be considered as a cost. I need to pay this page because I need a page, but I don't want to make a page. I'm going to buy a page. So how much you believe this page is going to be worth for them? It's not going to be worth a lot. It's going to be just a little bit, maybe $200 or whatever, right? If they say, oh, I need to make a lot more money and funnels help me to make a lot more money, I need this, my business, I can make an extra 10K a month, 20K a month, 50K a month, then cool, they're going to see that as a lot more valuable. So they're going to pay 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, etc. Okay. So this is where we all want to go. Okay. Whether you're just starting out with funnels or where you already have a couple of years of experience, you want to make sure that you go from just a builder to someone that understands how to help someone get better and better and better results. Okay, let me just ask. There's another dude joining, Ez Montojo. Brother, who are you? Let me know your name because I'm not recognizing. It's the first time I see you here. Ez Montojo. Ez Montojo, are you there, brother?
You should tell me here.
Right, but who are you, bro? Hey, can you tell me what's the name that you have on the WhatsApp group, please? Because I don't see you there. Okay, cool. Awesome. Just double checking. Okay, appreciate it. So you want to make sure that you are able to create better and better results for our clients. So what kind of things people don't really pay attention to? They don't pay attention to the next level part. They don't pay attention to marketing. They don't pay attention to positioning. They don't pay attention to what kind of offers are going to work right now and offers that don't really work anymore. How to improve lifetime value, average order value, how to go ahead and get an extra 10-20% revenue from email follow-ups and all that stuff. And this is where you start becoming as a profit driver in just looking as a cost. Okay, so you want to start mastering this. Now, is it going to be instantly? No, because you need time to understand what it is, and you need time to put things in place. But nonetheless, you want to make sure that you start working on that. Okay, so far, any questions that you guys might have? Ishwar, Rita, Elena, Derek, any questions? As just joined, so it's natural they didn't have questions. Any questions? Type 1 in the chat if you do, type 2 if you don't. Okay, because it's very, very important to understand this part. Okay, so will AI replace us soon? Here's the thing, right? AI is becoming better and better and better in replacing parts of the process, right? So, for example, copywriting, right? It's been like 2 or 3 years already since it started. Copywriting is becoming better and better and better. Okay, but here's the thing: you are the vehicle between your client and the end goal. So if they want a funnel, they need a funnel to be built. So you are the vehicle to that. So they need someone to build a funnel for them. So there's two options. They either do it themselves or they hire someone else to do it for them. So far, make sense? Type 1 if it does, type 2 if it doesn't. They have those two options. They either do it themselves, makes sense. Awesome. So if they want to do it themselves, they wouldn't hire you anyways. Okay, so they are going to try to do it themselves. They just consider the second option when they believe that the first one is too painful. So when they feel that the first one is too painful, they're going to go ahead and start looking for somebody else. Okay, so let's go ahead and analyze the second one. They know they are not going to be able to do it themselves, so they go ahead and hire someone else. So if they have an idea that is super simple to build, then they are going to believe that it's cheap to make it happen. So they are going to calculate from their sources, from their point of view, how much money they will be willing to pay. Simple. Okay. And everybody does that. Okay. Whenever you have, let's say, for example, you have a problem. Okay. You have a problem. Let's say you are hungry. Okay. Let's say you are hungry. It's been 3 or 4 hours or 5 hours that you haven't eaten and you are hungry, right? So you start calculating, okay, I'm going to go eat something, right? You know how much money you are willing to pay to eat something there. I'm going to pay like $5, $10, $20, $40, whatever the scenario, the situation, right? If it's just a sandwich, it's going to be like $5. If it's a proper dinner or lunch, whatever, it's going to be like $20 or $30, whatever, right? You know how much you're going to pay, unless you are used to quality. So if you're used to quality, you go straight to what represents to be quality. Okay, which you're gonna pay $200, $500, $1,000 for a dinner, right? That's your experience and what you're used to and what you are willing to do. You already have an idea of how much it is. Okay, now let's say that you want it to be very good, and for some reason for you it's super difficult to access it, right? It's super difficult to access it, and you become desperate. When you are desperate, you are willing to pay more money to get that feeling, to get that the end goal, right? So if you're super hungry, there's no food around anywhere, then you are willing to pay $1,000 for a sandwich, $5,000 for a sandwich, because it's been a long time since you've eaten. There's no food anywhere. Everyone is fighting for food. So you just feel like, okay, now I have a different idea of how much money I'm willing to spend. Okay. So one of our jobs is to give an idea to our clients why they should spend a lot of money for the job and not just pay $5 someone to do it with AI. So this is the first part that you want to understand. Will AI replace us soon? It already did replace us if you are looking for the cheapest $5 kind of thing. If you are looking for premium high-end results, it has not replaced us at all. Okay. Do you see the spectrum? Do you see the difference in the spectrum here? It's important that you understand this. Do you see the spectrum? I do 100%. So where are you? Are you here, which is just commodity, or are you here, which is results and results, growth, and hard to grab or to get? You are here. Okay, you are in the heart, exactly, letter. So you want to make sure that you position that way. You want to make sure that you communicate that way. You want to make sure that you understand how your clients think so that you can make them see the backlash. Okay. So let's say, for example, copy. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Jarvis. Anyone knows Jarvis? Previously, they had a different name than Jarvis. It's a copywriting software. The software came along. People like, oh, copywriters are doomed. Jarvis here does everything, etc. The company grew and grew and grew tremendously. Then afterwards, they had ChatGPT came along, and ChatGPT completely destroyed Jarvis. Okay, because it was $20 and it did the exact same job, and they were like 900 or 200 or 300, whatever. And ChatGPT even gave better stuff than they did. Okay. So what that made was they had to readjust. I don't know what they did, but that's for a different time. But they had to readjust. Okay. They had to reposition. Okay. So everybody was like, okay, now everybody can do copy. It's just cheap, etc. And back then, I actually had a client that said, why should I pay you $2,000 for a copy if I can just ask ChatGPT with AI? It's just simple. And what I mentioned was, you are always going to, if you are looking for cheap, you are always going to find a way to get it cheaper. Okay. And I'm not just talking about like $2,000 for a copy. Okay. You can find it for 1,000. You can find it for 500. If the money is the most important for you, you can find it for $10. I mean, you can even find it for free. You can do it yourself. You're going to spend time, or you can find someone that is just starting out and is going to do it for free. But here's the thing. How important is your business for you? Are you going to add the cheapest things into your business? Or are you looking for the best things for your business? Because if you're looking for the best, I don't recommend you using AI because it's not going to be the best. If you are looking for the cheapest, then absolutely there's no need to pay $2,000 for a copy, and there you go. Now, the main reason why $2,000 is worth the process is because, one, we're going to have an idea of your entire customer avatar. We're going to know exactly the words they use, how do they think, what they want. Then we are going to be able to write the copy in a way that is going to grab their attention, that is going to get them curious, that is going to get hooked, and that is going to give you more conversions. Now, let's say, for example, that you have a $200,000 a year kind of business. Okay. 2,000 is no amount of money. It's super cheap. It's not even considered an investment. And on the other hand, we have the potential of that sales page. Would you say your sales page is going to be a driver of a lot of money for your business? And he said, of course, because I'm an online business. So everything that is, online needs sales pages and copy, right? So I said, okay. So are you really, really willing to bet everything, to bet your business results on a copy that is produced by AI, just around some algorithms, that is not going to create something super good like everybody's portraying to be, just so you can, save a little bit of money? Or Do you prefer to actually maintain the route and keep the growth and etc.? And whenever something hits whenever something goes wrong, which it will go wrong, you have someone you can rely on so that he can help you get better results. At the end of the day, both are okay, but you need to understand what is a priority for you. Are you worried about more about the money you're going to invest, or are you worried about the potential, the outcome you're going to get, how much money you're going to be able to make? Okay. And then it says, of course, it's the money I'm going to make. Okay. So, do you believe having the support, having someone there, knowing exactly how to extract money, etc., supporting you, someone when things go south, you have someone there to get a solution, etc. Is that worth $2,000 for your business that is doing it, above 200,000, or do you still want to try it out for $20, try to find a cheap copy and see if it works, and maybe lose like 5 times more money than it would cost to get the best solution right away? Okay, so these kinds of things are the things that we need to understand so that we can position ourselves. Okay, so is it going to replace us? Yes, if you're looking for the cheapest. If you're looking for the just no quality, basically. Okay, of course, copywriting has quality, but you still need to know what you are looking for. You still need to know how to examine. You still need to know what works, what doesn't. And I guarantee you, someone that doesn't know about copywriting, they are not going to know how to create the best prompts. Guarantee you. But Pedro, they can buy the best prompts, sure, but the best prompts, they are super contextualized. And then after you get those prompts, you are always going to need secondary adjustments. You are just going to need it, because AI is not going to build it perfectly. They are going to give you a 70% draft. 70% is going to be okay. But what about the other 30? You need the other 30. So you get the other 30 by knowing to detect what works and what doesn't. You get the other 30 by understanding your audience. And if you don't, that's bad for you. And most of your clients, by the way, they do believe they understand their audience, but most of them, they don't. Because it's not just understanding about their product and their service. It's understanding about all that, plus marketing and what will actually work to grab their attention, which is a completely different realm, a completely different game. Okay. And then from there is building a position so important that they would gladly pay you 5,000 just to have you there, whenever they have a new idea, they run through you. Whenever they have a problem, they run through you. Whenever they have a success, they run it through you. Whenever they want to update their offers, they run it through you. It's well worth the money, because if they just speak to a computer and then get just an idea and then they need to select it and see if it works, or if it doesn't, you are screwed. You are done. Okay, so to give you the overall idea, will AI replace us? No. Probably in a couple of years. It's going to be like the mid below funnel builders are probably not going to exist. You just tell an AI to build something, they're going to build it and launch it. Probably in a couple of years that can happen. And that's why you want to, but 2 years is a lot of time. And that's why you want to do this journey of becoming more than that, becoming more than just the builder, becoming someone that understands the business model. What was one of the things that I mentioned on our first call was the business model of a funnel builder and the business model of your clients. So it's very, very important to understand. This is why it's important to niche down, because you can only understand so much about businesses. Of course, if you have 30 years of experience in dealing with different businesses, sure, you're going to be able to help them. But if you don't, if you are just starting out as a funnel builder, you need to niche down to something that you see potential, you like, and you can focus on learning more and more and more about it. And when that happens, then you are really, really a viable asset to have in anybody's team. And they are really going to pay you 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, etc. And another thing to keep in mind is the following. I believe that you guys know about, Dan Henry, Russell Brunson, Alex Hormozi, Myron Golden, right? All these people that are within the same marketing industry, right? You guys know about them, right? Now, do you believe they charge a high fee or a low fee to help you with offers, to help you with business goals, to help you with orientation consultation? Both. Okay. In what circumstances? In what circumstances they do one and another? If they do both, in what circumstances and how does it change? And if you want to use a microphone, you can do it.
Well, I know that they have multiple ways. So it's just about having all of them touch points. And then some of the touch points will be top of funnel, some will be middle of funnel, some will be bottom of funnel. So all the offers will be different based on where they're at in the funnel.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But at the end of the day, do you believe they make more money with the top of the funnel, with the middle of the funnel, with the bottom of the funnel?
Bottom.
Exactly. Because that's their main goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where most people pay them the highest amount of money. But what they do is the same. The goal is the same, is to give you clarity on your business goals, on your business growth, on your offers, etc. Right? So why would people keep hiring these guys? Right? Why would people keep hiring these guys if they can just go to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, I have this business. Can you give me an offer so good that Myron Golden will be proud?" Why do you believe they would still prefer to pay 50,000, 100,000 to Myron Golden or Dan Henry, etc., to help them with that, than just to go to ChatGPT and add that prompt? Like, I know people, like I have, funnel builder friends. This is insane. Like, even one of them, he did this. He went to a celebrity in the funnel building world, and it's not funnel building, is marketing world, and he said, "Do you know about this guy?" And say, "Yes. Tell me everything you know about his guys, the way of thinking, etc." And then ChatGPT gave him the answer. And then afterwards, he said, "Okay, now I have this product, I have this avatar. Can you create the best strategy and offer whatever, following those two guidelines?" And he did. And he sent me this. He said, "Pedro, I did this. What do you think about the offer?" What's your opinion on this? What's your take on this, Derek?
I don't have a take. I guess what's the question?
So, what is the dude, right? We are trying to analyze the difference between, are we going to be replaced or not, right? That's the main thing we are analyzing because of AI, right? AI coming along, they want to replace us. So, I shared this story with a funnel builder, a friend of mine, a funnel builder.
Mm-hmm.
He asked ChatGPT, he went to ChatGPT, right? And he asked ChatGPT, "Do you know about this person?" And he shared a popular marketeer. "Do you know about this person?" And ChatGPT said, "Yeah, yes, I know. It's XYZ. Okay, can you give me all these, strategies and thought process, blah blah blah, on this topic, offer building?" And he gave him all those things, right? So far, you understand the point, right? So far,
Yep.
you understand the logic.
You're
Cool.
having ChatGPT write everything based upon the perspective of a guru.
Exactly, right? And then he said, "Okay, I have, my business is this service, and I have this other audience. Can you create the best value ladder or customer journey, whatever, right? Value ladder, for this purpose, following the guidelines of that said guru?" And then ChatGPT created his offer. Now, after he had that, he reached out to me. He shared that chat, the link with ChatGPT, because you can share ChatGPT specific links.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and ask me, what do you think about this offer that ChatGPT created?
Okay.
What does it make you think?
I don't know. That's a good question. It seems kind of weird that he would do that, but if he's just wanting to see like what you think of the offer, it's
Right.
kind of strange.
So here's exactly the take on this. This person has a problem, a pain point with not understanding what would be the offer they would need to focus on to grow. Okay. So what did he do? He said, wait a minute, there's ChatGPT, and I know this guru. I'm going to try to get the perfect offer like this other guru has, following
Hmm.
his methods, and I'm going to create a perfect offer through ChatGPT.
Hmm.
Why do you think he would do that?
Save costs, cut corners.
Save costs, exactly, but mostly because he he wants he wants to solve his pain point, but he believes on the easy way out that AI offers more. He believes on that more than just paying a high ticket to someone that he likes and he knows, and then working with them, which in this case will be me working with me, right?
Hmm.
So he tried his best with AI, and then at the end, he still reached out to me asking, what do you think about this idea? Don't you think this is kind of counterproductive? Don't you think this is
Yeah.
a little bit like, you
Yeah,
know,
it's time waste. It's wasting more time than he would be saving. So yeah, it's
exactly,
redundant. It's redundant activities.
exactly. So that at the end of the day, he will still prioritize my opinion over what he got from ChatGPT. Because if he would prioritize what ChatGPT gave him, he would just follow along, right?
Hmm.
If he would prioritize more, it would just say, this is exactly it, I'm going to go. But no, he didn't. He had his doubts. And those doubts were strong enough that he would not prioritize that. He would not have 100% belief on that. And he would need an opinion from someone that he likes, someone that he believes in, um, to just double confirm that. Just to say, yes, that's good, go on. And then he would go on. So at the end of the day, here's what the answer is. People will always fall to people. People always go back to people. Okay. And they will always go back to people that they like, that they know they get results on that specific area. So all we need to do as funnel builders is becoming that person. And when you become that person, there's no amount of AI that is going to replace you. And when AI is able to replace, and imagine AI start replacing a few things and then another few things and another few things, right? So, for example, when AI came along with that famous video from Will Smith eating pasta, do you guys know about that video? So basically, Will Smith eating pasta or spaghetti, right? Will Smith was eating spaghetti. Everything created with AI, it was all messed up, right? You guys know that, right? And then after a few years, with the new development in AI, then now you can see a Will Smith eating spaghetti that looks like AI, but is much better. So in 2 years from now, probably we are not going to even notice a difference, right? Probably. But there's an evolution there. So we want to make sure that we understand where we are right now and that we do our best to get into a position of authority in a specific niche that would allow people to always go back to you, and they would trust you more than they would trust AI. Okay. So for design, for offers, for strategy, for conversions, for optimizations, for growing a business, for consulting, for all these things, they're going to take a long time to be completely replaced by AI. Okay. So that's where we want to focus on. I mean, that's where I am focused on. Whenever someone reaches out to me and says, we all be replaced by AI, it depends when you are. Are you on the bottom part of the food chain or the top part of the food chain, right? Just to give you an example. So it depends on where you are. So you want to make sure that you always keep growing and scaling, because if you stay on the bottom for too long, and when I say too long is I'm talking about like 2 years, right? If you are in the funnel industry, if you are on the bottom part for like an extra 2 years, you are going to feel the need to find something else, because you are probably going to run out of stuff to do. But if you grow, if you take these 2 years to become a master on something specific, invest in getting to that level that people would just prefer to have your opinion, to have your intakes or insights, to make sure they are on the right track, then you are going to be good, basically. Okay. Did I answer the question? Any questions at all?
That was a pretty thorough coverage. I appreciate that. It's not that I'm worried that they'll replace us. I just I just wanted to revisit that question. It's been a while since I discussed it, so I just kind of wanted to see where you were now on that.
Same. I'm on the same position. For example, Lovable created this 2.0 version. It's amazing. Yeah, it's good, but it still takes you a long time to build something. And very recently, there was a designer, a Webflow designer, a very good Webflow designer. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but a very good Webflow designer challenged a guy that designs only on Lovable. And their goal was to build a full website, and on the shortest amount of time that would look professional. So they went on a competition, etc. And then who do you guys think won? The guy that does it professionally with Webflow, or the guy that does it through prompts on Lovable? The guy that did it on Webflow. He won. Okay. So of course, Lovable is good. Lovable is cool, but he's not at the point that replaces us. He builds pages, sure, awesome, but there's a lot of things to go through. Lovable doesn't build images. Lovable
You can
needs a
pull
lot.
images from the stock library if you're specific enough in your prompt, but it's not perfect. Like you said, it takes a lot
Yeah,
of iterations and it's you really have
right.
to know your prompt engineering and you have to understand website design. If you don't understand what to ask it, it's you're
Exactly.
done.
Exactly. There's a full-on tutorial on how to be specific for prompts that I did this mini course the other day, where to understand better, like to create very specific prompts for that. But that just proves that you still like you still need to know what you want to build it, because at the end of the day, just think about it this way. Let's say that you are building a brand. Let's say that Nike is rebuilding their brand, and then they start by, hey, I need a logo. Okay, cool. Create me a logo. And then he shares 5 logos, and then you like one and you pick one. Okay, cool. What other things do you need for a brand? You need a website. Hey, create me a website. It's going to look different than the logo. Create me a website that fits this logo. You're gonna face a lot of problems, because that prompt is not going to be specific enough. You're going to face a lot of problems. Uh, and then you're going to need things for this and that. They are customized and they are different, whatever. And then you need things to be printed, etc. Like, you start to create so many barriers just so you can do it with AI. Then it just would be easy to have someone that knows how to do it, is an expert in knowing how to do it, that also uses AI. They can use AI to just deliver faster. That's it. Okay. So, for example, I don't know if you guys saw the latest template I shared. That template that I shared. Let me see if I can find it, so you can visualize it. That template, I created it Can you? Yes. One second. So I created this template, right? So this template, I used a ton of AI for this thing. I used a ton of AI. And the main reason why is because I knew what kind of template I wanted to work with or what I wanted to create. And then I used AI to simplify and make it faster. Okay. So what did I use AI for? The background, I didn't use any AI. I did it myself. The background, I did it myself. Everything here, I did myself. This effect, this glow effect, I did it with AI. This image of me on the studio, I did with AI. These images specifically, I did it with AI because I knew what I was looking for, and it just would take me longer. It would take me longer to go to. It would take me longer to go to Free Peak, find the right picture of the guy, and then find the right background, and then create all these things. It would take me longer. Let me see if I can find the specific prompt I use for there. You see, so you see all these pictures are from AI, but they have very specific prompts. See all like this big ass prompt. All these have very specific prompts, and these as well. These as well. So let me see if I can copy prompt. And one thing that I did, of course, because I know how to do prompts, is I know exactly the style of an image that I want to create. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what are the important elements to have on the picture. And the main reason why this even looks good is because it maintains that feeling. The brown colors, the gold colors, the blurs, the you know that look, the look is there. Oh, I need to fix this. Okay, the look is there. So I have it here, fading into a near black brown at the bottom with these colors. I want to transition through coppery and umber mid browns, luxurious gradient, deep espresso brown at the top. So you see, this is basically it. And I give them instructions. Now, this prompt was a mixture of what I wanted with prompt like language that I had to create as well with ChatGPT. Okay. So all these things is like prompting after prompting, adjusting after adjusting after adjusting after adjusting to get an image that at the end of the day, it was faster for me to get this image through AI. But it's not just like create me this image and it's done. There's an entire process behind it to make sure that the feel is there, because the moment that the feel is not there, it is going to look ugly as hell. It's just going to look super ugly. Okay. But anyway, so this is just an example for how we can use AI to become faster, and how AI actually helps. It's not to create everything, because if I wanted to create everything here from in Lovable would be doing a terrible job. I would need to adjust it again and again, and then use specific terminology, design terminology, so that you could create, and then from there, anyway, you need to imagine what you want, and then you need to explain exactly what you are looking for. And guess who knows how to do that? Designers. Because designers are the ones responsible for creating the concept. They are the ones responsible for knowing the terminology. They are the ones responsible for knowing what works, what doesn't. They are the ones responsible for knowing how to exactly be super specific on what is the structure of what I want to build. Do you think some random guy that has no idea of how design works will be able to do that? Maybe in 3 to 4 weeks. You know? But yeah, hopefully I answered the question. Oh yeah. Any other questions that you might have? So we already have discussed these two. Now these three are a little bit different. Clients ghosting you after project. Usually this is because they didn't like the experience. They didn't. You didn't meet the expectations. Trying to get referrals or raise prices. This is a different topic that I want to discuss later on. And no leverage for retainers or revenue share. If you don't know how to use these boosters, you are going to have a hard time to do revenue share and retainers because it's just not going to make sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and cover those. Probably you already know about order bumps, upsells, cross sells, bundles, etc. I'm just going to go ahead and give you some specific things so that you can have in mind so that you know what you are looking for, so that you know what you're looking for each one of them. Okay, so profit partner kind of mindset shift, right? This is what you want to become, right? Your real job isn't to build those pages, it's to maximizing every dollar your client makes. And I'm going to give you an example. There was a guy that reached out to me 2 months ago. He said, Pedro, do you do conversion rate optimization? I said, yes. Awesome. Cool. I have this project. I'm spending around $500 a day on the project, on the project on Facebook ads. But conversions are not exactly what I wanted. What would you say we need to change? And I gave him a quick audit, etc. It's like, okay, cool. How much you charge? I give you an offer. He said, all right, I'm speaking with a few other people. Let me know, etc. I was like, okay, cool. And then I did follow up, etc. And then he replied to me a few weeks ago, and he said, Pedro, I actually decided not to go with anybody, and I'm gonna give it a try to do it myself with AI. And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. But by the way, just out of curiosity, is it really worth it for you? Since you are spending $500 a day, is it really worth for you, to give it a try for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks to see how it goes? And then if it doesn't work, go back and try to find someone else. Because at the end of the day, if you spend $500 a day and it doesn't work, you are just losing $500 a day. And in just a few days, you would pretty much cover my fee, and they will be in good hands, and it will be working much faster. Is it worth it for you? And he said, that's a valid point, but I just want to see how far AI can go, and that's actually going to be a good test for me as well. So I'll do that, and then if it doesn't go, if it doesn't go right, I'll give you a call. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. So I'm actually interested to try to see what he's doing. I actually been following up, not sending messages, but I've been paying attention to his pages, and they are fucking terrible. They're super bad. They are just mixing concepts and concepts. But anyway, doesn't matter. So profit partner, this is what you want to be. Okay, you want to make that mindset shift. Your real job isn't to building pages, it's to maximize every dollar. Your clients expect you to build pretty pages, that's for sure. The prettier they are, the easier it is to grab attention. Okay. The other day, a funnel builder asked me, since pretty doesn't convert, why should he focus on building better designs, right? And I said, well, as far as project goes, building a pretty funnel actually allows you to improve conversions. But of course, there's other things that are more important, like offer positioning, etc., etc., etc. But at the end of the day, what are you more focused on? Are you focused on helping, your non-existing clients to get better results, or are you looking to get better results for you so you can get clients and then you can work on those projects? Because if you start building good looking pages, you are going to have a much easier job and day for to convert those clients. Okay, so we can say that ugly converts better, which is not true, but we can say that. But beautifully, Beautiful pages are always going to help you get more clients much faster. Okay. So, and then he got the point and he focused on that. Okay. Now, they will pay refer clients and keep you when you put money in their pocket. So this is one thing that you want to do. And to help them with that, it's not just creating a front end page and then hope for the best. You need to do better. If you just build a sales page for a $47 product and hope things work out, they are not going to work out. They are just not. You need more. You need 2, 3 upsells. Okay. You need order bumps. You need follow-ups. You need follow-ups. You need follow-up sequences. And in some cases, you need people to call the leads. It's not just about the funnel. It's also about the funnel and calling the leads. Okay. So you want to have these things in mind so you can advise your clients. So how can you do that? I'm just going to be mentioning these 4 today: order bumps, upsells, cross sells, and bundles. You guys already know about them, but it's very important that you also know how to use them to impress your clients and help you position the better in the best way. So order bumps is a small complimentary offer added to checkout with a simple checkbox or toggle. You already know this is just a description that I got from a website. An example is add premium shipping for $9.99 when buying electronics, whatever. These are just copy paste examples because you guys already know, so I won't spend a lot of time here. The main points about this is it should be low friction, not just on how to add, which, believe it or not, like there's some paying processors that are so deep, they are so difficult to click on the order bump that is not worth it. That is just not worth it. This is why I actually love ClickFunnels 2.0 order bumps, because they are super easy to click on. Or like ClickFunnels order bumps are the best order bumps that I've seen outside custom made Shopify order bumps or custom made WordPress order bumps. Okay, because they are super visual, they are super frictionless, and they are super easy to click on and understand what they are doing. Okay. Now, by the way, who here has already seen order bumps from ClickFunnels 2.0? Now, it's a shame that the software is not something that I trust completely, but order bumps, no doubt, are super good. Who here already not familiar with ClickFunnels? No problem. Let me see if I can find a quick example because they are super, super good. Just trying to see if I can find something. So, for example, this one is not ClickFunnels. This one is Go High Level. So this one is Go High Level, and you need to click on that box. You cannot click here. You need to click on that box. And if you want to make this easier, you need to click to create you need to add custom code to create a button to adjust it. But that's custom code. So you see this? This is ClickFunnels order bump. There's an image, there's a take, and there's an add to order. This is super simple. You see how simple this is? Yes, I understand. This is extra. Add to order. Done. Super simple. This one is ClickFunnels 1.0, so not as great. But let me see if I can find another one. But yeah, I will not be able to. But that is by far one of the best. That is by far one of the best. If not the best I've seen. Super easy to use. Anyway, stop share. Can we build custom code order bump in high level? I mean, you can. I don't know how to. You can. I just don't know how to. There's a guy that probably he will be able to help you with that. But if you go to order, if you go to ClickFunnels group and search for, if you go to high level group, high level, and search for order bump custom code or something, you should be able to find the guy and asking for the code. So low friction. Price proportion should be also, this is about math, 10 to 30% of the main product. If you are doing with lead magnet, like low ticket, it can also be a little bit higher. It just depends, but it needs to be strategically. Okay. If you have something around $27, you should add something around $7 to $17, or something alongside of the more expensive part, 37 to 97 at most. But that one, it needs to be super, super good. Okay. Clear value. And this is one of the most important parts. You want to understand where are you in the journey. And order bumps are just additional things, that people will want or not, right, to add on the main order. Okay, so when you go to the supermarket and you are going to the cashier to pay, they always have those small things there. They always have those small things there, right, laying around that you can add for an extra $2 or $3 or $5, whatever, right? So those are going to be the same, the equivalent of order bumps. Not exactly, but equivalent, because those need to make sense, like in terms of, actually those are cross sells, but doesn't matter. So basically, you want to make sure that it just makes sense to do that. So, for example, when you are buying, let's say, when you are buying a course for funnel building, and then you add an order bump, you're buying a course, for example, for $97, and you add an order bump of $27 to get a collection of 100 templates. Plug and play templates. People are going to buy because they're buying a course for funnels and they're going to have a lot of templates. They're going to buy. And the price point is just absurd. It's absurd. So it needs to help your clients speed their results, basically, or the outcome that they want. If you are selling, for example, a sales course, and you have an order bump, let's say sales course for $397, and then you have an order bump of $67, where you have a full sales call, and the scripts, the dissection of the call and examination of the call, whatever, like the call studied and all that stuff. Like, people will want to buy that stuff. So you want to make sure that it's a no-brainer to add to that main order. If I'm buying a funnel building course, and then I have, hey, take these sales call scripts, they don't want it. Or maybe some people do, but very specific. They are not going to want it because it doesn't make sense. They want to know how to build funnels. So upsells work similarly as well. You want to make sure that you position it as a no-brainer in terms of return of investment, and you do one of these two things. It either makes the process of getting the outcome faster, or adds more support, more personalized support, or more access to the main persona there. And then you have downsells. Downsells is basically, they told you, no, I don't want to. But most of the times, if you got the offer right, most of the times because they were not expecting to spend so much money. Because a downsell comes after a main purchase, an order bump purchase, and then an upsell purchase. So if they got triggered by a $27, and now they already at $200 with upsells, etc., then they're going to feel like, nah, this is too much money, I'm not going to go for it. So a downsell is a no-brainer part of an offer of the upsell. Okay, so instead of saying, hey, okay, you didn't get the $300 course that you're going to buy, Why don't you take this $50 mini course instead with the same purpose, same goal, but less features? And people are gonna feel like, okay, this is actually cool. It addresses a different pain point or an additional pain point. Sure, I'm gonna go for it. No problem. It's just $50, so no problem. Okay. So in this specific one, genuine value, it's super important. Not just a cheaper version, but very valuable standalone as well, and a good opportunity for that specific thing. Okay. And then you do have cross sell. I'm not going to talk about cross sells here. Bundles. This is something that you can also help your clients with. To do, I do this myself from time to time, which is I grab a lot of my courses, put it in a bundle, and say, hey, save 50%, save 60%, or whatever. Okay, so you can also do that. Just make sure that it makes sense, and you mix a little bit of past courses and valuable courses from the present, so that you can increase the value there. Okay. So at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to master offers, and you want to add these tricks to improve your client's revenue. And believe me, this is absolutely key these days to make it happen. If you just rely on front end, your front end is not going to be as profitable as it used to be. Even if you have a killer offer, sure, you can make money, but it's not going to be as profitable as if you have an entire structure ready for those scenarios, so your clients can get a lot more money for their buck. Okay. Especially these days where people are most focused on self-liquidating offers on the front end and then selling the higher ticket offers on the back end. A lot of people are doing these days. There's still people that prefer webinars, but there's a lot of people that they do this because it's less maintenance, let's call it that way. Okay. So that's pretty much going to be about it for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to address those. And then I can reply on all that stuff. If you have done your assignments also, you can ask me for a review. Today was day 6. And let me see. Today was day 6, where we understand about average order values, lifetime values, so that you can become that profit partner instead of just being a developer. Next day, today's Friday, so it's going to be Monday. So next Monday, we're going to talk about funnel conversion rate optimization. This is going to be a fun one. And it's going to be super useful as well. I don't know how many people here struggle with conversion rate optimization. How many here struggle with it? Type 1 in the chat if you do. Type 2 if you did not. Anybody? Are you guys still there? I'm getting better, focusing on design right now. That's cool. How many designs have you done in the past couple weeks? Send those designs inside the funnel house.
It's
Send those designs.
quite a few pages from a whole website. So, I mean, I'm still like in the process of stacking Legos, but I have like 8 or so pages built out. I've wireframed them, and now I've started adding the copy and color.
Right. And so you prefer to do the wireframe of all the pages, and then you go ahead and you add design afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I actually do the opposite, but maybe that's just personal preference. I prefer to build a first page and then do it fully. And then afterwards, when I get my client's approval, I do the other pages right after. But
Okay.
maybe that version works better for you. The main reason why I like this one is because it allows me to build a first page. The most important one is the first page. And then it allows me to build the creative flow so that I have a page finalized and then ready to show to my client. That can take me 3 days or 4 days. I send it to my client, and then they either like it or don't. Okay, if they like it, awesome. If they don't like it, you update it, and then after you have the confirmation on that one, you just replicate the same feeling and the same flow to the next ones. But now it's going to be faster because you already had the full state, the full design state on the first page. So the next page are going to be much faster because you already can reutilize assets and all that stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah, I should
But
probably do it that way. I think the way I chose to do it this way is because I get stuck so easily in like the full design of like, okay, what do I want to use here? Oh, this looks better. Like when I start to get stuck, I just try to move on to the next section and then to the next page.
okay, sure, why not? But inevitably, you're going to go back to the designing,
Right. Yep.
right?
I
So
like that idea that you just mentioned better because I could be wasting a bunch of time on a page that they might not like. If I do like 3 or 4 or 5 pages and then they don't like just the one, yeah, that could be wasted time. So I see your point.
yes. And another thing is you will have something good to share to your client because here's a cool tip: never show unfinished work to your clients. Never. If you send wireframes to your client, that's bad. So the fastest you can share a finished work to your client, the better. So what do
Hmm.
you think is going to be faster? Creating the 8 pages wireframe and then going back to design, or creating 1 page wireframe, one design,
Right.
and then sending them? So that's it. That's why I also do it, because some clients can freak out. Some clients you can feel like it's going to take me 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, cool. And after 5 days, they're freaking out. I'm going to give you
Hmm.
an example. I'm working with a client that I closed like a month ago, a month and a half ago, and we started working together, etc. And then he took a really long time to deliver stuff, like almost 2 weeks to deliver. But it's fine. Okay, I kept following up. That's fine, no problem. And then he delivered almost 2 weeks. Okay, and then
Yeah.
I um I was building the page, etc. And I said, "Hey, John, I'm gonna call it John. Monday, I'm starting the design." So I already collected everything you said, you shared. I already did the entire research. Monday, I'm gonna start the design. So Tuesday, he sent me, "How's it going?" So this is like, okay, how's it going? Uh, it's gonna take around 5 days to build everything. So what this tells me is like he's anxious
Hmm.
when other people need to deliver. Maybe he has bad experiences. I don't know, but it tells me he's anxious. So I say, "Hey, John, everything going as predicted. I should be able to deliver on Thursday or Friday, the latest. And right now, I'm on the creative flow on designing the page." I said, "Cool, cool, cool. Anything I can see?"
Yeah,
You
I get
know,
the same stuff all the time too. They're just like they're panicking because it's not done like yesterday.
exactly. It took, almost 2 weeks to deliver a 12 line form. 2 weeks, and now he just panicking. So imagine if for this client I would build 8 pages and then go back to design. It would take you like 2 weeks to build the 8 pages, and then
Yeah.
going back to design, he
Hmm.
would freak out like crazy. So this is why I like to optimize as much as possible to be able to deliver something that looks good as soon as possible. Because if I would build the
Hmm.
entire thing first and write copy first, etc., it's not all clients, but when that happens, it's frustrating and stressful because you have that pressure from someone, and it's an unjustified pressure, which is even worse, because it puts a lot more pressure on you. You feel awkward and you feel weird and you feel like you are owing them something which you are not, and then it's just a spiral. So
Right. But when you need something, it's like you gotta pull their teeth.
yeah, of course, of course, of course. So this is why I do that. It's like I hold them accountable and I hold myself accountable as well, so that there's transparency in the communication, and then and then I have something to share to them. If they are pressuring me, I don't cave in. I don't send them unfinished work. I've done that mistake a couple times, never again, because people, those who are not designers are not going to understand the designing process. So I'm going to give an example. Like one of my very first clients that I had was in the pet niche for a dog website. And the guy, later on, I discovered this, but before I didn't. So the guy reached out to me saying, I need a funnel for the pet niche. Are you okay with that? Yes, I am. Okay. It was like, but it needs to look good, it needs to look good, it needs to look good, it needs to look good. I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, do you like my designs? Yes, I do. Okay, so it's going to be the same quality. Awesome. That's what I need. Okay, cool. When are you going to deliver? I'm going to deliver in 5 days. Okay, cool. And on day one, pressured me. Day two, pressured me. Day three, pressured me. And on day three, I didn't have a lot. I didn't have a lot. I was working, but it was not flowing, so I didn't have a lot. But it was pressuring me so much. I was like, okay, I'm going to send you what I have right now, but it just on the early stages. I still need to deliver. I still need to have a couple of days to build it up, and I'm going to deliver. He's like, yeah, sure, but let me see how you're going. So I sent it over, and he freaked out. He said, are you kidding me? This is something I could, my kid or whatever, could do in 10 minutes. It took you 3 days to do this. You are insane. This is never going to work out. I knew it. Give my money back. Give my money back. Give my money back. I was like, okay, this never happened before. How do I react to this? Because for me, I have 5 days. I know I'm going to be able to deliver. I'm just putting my thoughts together, and it's not going as fast as I wanted to, but it's still fine. I'm able to deliver. So for me, everything was good. But for him, he saw something that was not absolutely wow. It was not absolutely wow, and I mean, he said my kid could do this in 10 minutes. Of course he couldn't, right? But he panicked because it wasn't the final version. He panicked, so he was like, it just went ham. Now later, I discovered that what he was doing was he accepted a client that he didn't know how to do. He didn't know how to fulfill. The client paid him $500. He paid me $200 back then, and he didn't have the bandwidth to manage money, and he needed to make sure that the work was good. And he told his client that he was going to give him updates. So when he saw that design, he said, I'm not going to be, he thought like, I'm not going to be able to share this design with my client. I'm doomed. So he panicked, and then he wanted the money back and all that stuff. And of course, back then, I just gave him the money back. I was like, what the fuck happened? And there you go. But it was like, okay, cool. It's just a one-time thing. It's not. A few months later, I did the same mistake. I said, I'm always going to keep you updated on the designs. Cool. So every day I was updating the dude. And the first update I sent him was just a wireframe, because it was the first day. It was just a wireframe with some level 1 colors and stuff like that. And the guy freaked out and he said, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. Now, in that specific case, I was able to control the scenario, to control the situation, and he didn't ask for a refund. I finished the design. He loved it. He gave me a testimonial. It's one of the ones that I have on my webpage, actually, and everything was good. But then again, the pattern repeated. He freaked out. So I never done that mistake ever again. Like, I never send unfinished work. And what I do is, hey, John, I want to make sure that I respect your time, but I also want to make sure that the quality is on standard. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others, just because you know how creativity goes. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But give me just a couple extra days, and I should have everything ready by then. Sounds good? Sounds good. Done. And then in 2 days later, or 1 day or whatever, I send them design, and they have a wow, this is exactly what I want. Okay. So anyway, these are a few tips on how to do that. Anyway, any questions, guys? You all are so quiet. I have no feedback on how it's going. What do you feel about these calls? Are these calls going exactly what you wanted? Do you feel like there's something missing that you like to have? Give me your feedback. This is the first workshop I'm building for this, and I want to improve it as well. I mean, your feedback has been 9 out of 10. So, but anyways, I'm always here to improve it. Which, by the way, I'm going to be doing another one starting. I'm not going to start Monday. I said I was starting Monday, but I'm not sure if I'm starting Monday because I miscalculated. Next week is going to be our last week, right? Yeah. So next week is going to be our last week. So I'll probably going to start on 17th in 2 weeks from now. But you guys can join the next workshop as well if you want to. So if there's something that you guys would like to have extra as well, let me know, and I should be able to work on it and add it into the next ones.
I don't speak for everyone, but my thoughts are that it's been super informative and helpful for my funnel building journey for sure. And I guess my only complaint or consideration would be I remember from a couple of the previous calls you were mentioning like these assets that you were going to send us. I'm
Yep.
not sure if they're fundamental or if they're going to help or what they really entail, but
Yeah.
maybe passing those out and just to
Yeah.
see if they could help.
Sure. So that's a good point. And the what was intended was that I would open or make them available each support assets of each day at the end of the call, so that you guys could go there, analyze it, and start doing that. Just because of lack of time, I wasn't able to do it. So
Sure,
now
no problem.
I'm going to deliver all of them in one go, so that you can start implementing them as well. But those are support assets, so you should be able to do everything without
The
without
assets.
the need of the assets. The assets
Okay.
are there just to make it a little bit less work. Like you don't need as much work. They are there to give you an extra thing. For example, on the first day we talked about how to get to the first 10K roadmap, right? So you're gonna
Hmm.
get that from beginner to top 1%. You're gonna get that. So, but we covered everything. It's just a way for you to have it organized in a different way. Okay.
Gotcha. So it's like
But
taking the slide information and having it like in a one
uh,
sheet format.
kind of, there's a few. For example, the funnel type charts. The funnel type charts is not exactly the same thing because there's extra information. There's there's the step 1, step 2, step 3, and then the automation, so that you can have an idea of exactly how the 5 best highest performing funnel types work and what you need to do. So there's
Okay.
extra information. But in order for you to implement and do it, you don't necessarily need 100% those assets. But of course, they are always going to be very good to have, and I will I will deliver. I just need to focus on that and create all of them, and send it over to you so you can also go back and do those things. But yeah,
Sure.
that's a valid point, and I felt that, and this is a pattern as well. So this is a very good thing. Also, a little bit vulnerable here, but just being 100% transparent and truthful. This is a pattern that I'm analyzing for all of my products that I've been launching so far. I'm so focused on the calls and on the slides and on providing continuous support that I tend to not prioritize the assets, because for me the assets are just extra, are just other things.
Hmm.
And I always tend to send those assets a little bit later. So it's a pattern that is also repeating on this one, but I need to fix. But yeah, you are also going to receive those things, and they should be helpful as well. And by the way, for next run, all of you guys are invited to show. There's no extra payment, nothing. Yeah, all of you guys are welcome to show. And I'm thinking about, and I want to your guys' opinions. I'm thinking about adding a couple days on top of that, a couple days later. So instead of being 8, it will be 8+2, specifically for the role of AI for a funnel builder. And there's a reason why I want to add that, because it sells as hell, because everybody wants to do that. So it sells very well. But at the same time, there's a reason why I don't really want to do that, because I know how most people are going to react, which is they are only going to focus on that instead of everything else. So
The
my question that I
parts, the
have for you,
fundamentals.
exactly, exactly. So the question I have for you is, what do you think is the best thing to do? Is it to say F that and still provide the 2 extra days for AI? And if they, for those who really want it and need it, they have it. And those who ignore everything else, it's their fault? Or do you believe it will be better to do something different, like giving this structure, and then, for example, having a separate event on completion of this first one? Which one do you believe will be a better experience for you?
I think offering it to people, like maybe teasing some AI aspects, maybe like one or two like assets, obviously not having it be the overarching thing. Focus on fundamentals, be like, hey, this is what it takes to succeed, but here's this, here's a piece of AI that would help, but don't
Mhm.
focus on AI, you know, focus on learning the fundamentals. Here's my funnel theory course, and then like having some sort of completion thing could be cool, like some sort of like milestone markers through the 10 days or 8 days to where,
Mhm.
okay, we're at the halfway point. You should have this, this, and this done. And then we're prepping for the completion and you get your certificate thing or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a
Makes
thought.
sense.
Yeah.
And that's something that you would prefer, or would see that would enhance your experience as a, workshop, participant.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Just off the top
Okay.
of my head, I think that
Yeah.
could help with wanting to stay till the end to get that completion.
Awesome.
You know,
And
I,
would you
I think,
guys?
yeah, I see a lot of builders just like that, the thing that Gustan does with the, those Canva templates. When you
Mhm.
complete a course, you get the little
Yeah.
thing that you can post.
Okay. You guys like that? You would, I feel like, that would be a good addition if I would add it.
I mean, I personally don't like seek out that stuff, but like I
Mhm.
just see like a lot of funnel builders that do like that. So I don't know.
Okay. All right, cool, cool, cool. It's always good to get to get you guys, perspectives and feedback. Rita also says fundamentals plus AI altogether. So I'll probably add a couple modules for AI, because AI is amazing, but at the same time it can be distracting. But okay, I'll try it out. I think it's a good idea as well. I'll try it out, see how the things goes. So I'll add the AI module on the next one. I'll add the AI module on the next one. And if you guys want to show up, you can. You have open doors. You can do that. And I'll create the certificate as well. And yeah, my main goal is to open one every month. So let's see how it goes. But I think that's a good idea, and I want to test it out as well. All right,
You
guys.
think that you think the certificate idea is good, decent idea, or is that something that interests you to provide for
So
your students?
I think here's where I think. Personally, I've never enjoyed that, because I've always been reserved. Like, I never wanted or liked to share and show stuff. So, for
Yeah.
example, on my wall there's I cannot show it, but on my wall there's like uh, the system award, right? But I don't really like that personally, because I don't know. That's how I was raised, on my personality. I don't know. I don't like that. But I also understand that there's people that those things drive them, because it's
Right.
the community. It belongs to communities. It's the identity. So I've always been keen to doing that because of that. But because I don't love it per se, I'm
Yep.
a little bit afraid that I'm gonna have a backlash on that. You know,
Hmm.
I'll try it out. I think it's fun. I'll do the Canva templates. I'll send it over to all the students to see if they want to add their pictures and say I'm part of a workshop, or and then the certification module and all that stuff. I think that's cool. Um, and I'm gonna stop the recording because I don't want this part to.